Okay, as you can see, we're going to need a lot of balloons for this guy. And some of them aren't exactly what they appear. We'll get to those in a moment. I've got a 5-inch round inflated to about an inch, 1.5 inches. I've got two blush 260s. One's with about a 4.5 inch tail, the other has about a 5.5 to 6 inch tail. I've got a black 160 inflated most of the, well, about 3/4 of the way, got about 6 inches left on it. A red 260 with about 4 inches left on it. A black 260, also with about 4 inches left on it. These are two blush hearts. One is inflated where you can see that it's just starting to lobe out. This one is inflated slightly smaller, and a little trick that I did when I tied these, I blew them up and then tied them together so there's only one knot. So I didn't tie them individually, and I made sure when I tied it on this one, on one that's slightly larger, it's tied closer to the balloon, where I left some extra airspace in the softer one that you can see, and we'll need that in a moment. And then the last balloon I have here, which appears to be a red 11-inch round, is actually a heart. There's a lobe. There's our two lobes. And it's inflated till it's just round and they're not quite lobing out yet. And you'll see why in a moment. Let's start with the head on this particular guy. Now on our two 6-inch blush hearts we have here, we're going to start with the one that was slightly smaller that had the extra space, and I'm going to squeeze some air up into the nozzle, the neck there, and then twist that off into a little bubble. Now we're going to take, and this is real important that you get this right because this is going to be his nose, believe it or not. We want to make this into a pinch twist, and you want to make sure you get this knot from the nozzles all the way over to this twist. And make sure you get them as together as possible and make that into one big large pinch twist like that. This is going to be his chin. Now with the other portion of that heart, you're going to take and just split it into two equal bubbles. Try to get them as close to even as possible, and then I'll push them around so they'll lock into place there. And what you now have there, let me get that straight, the beginnings of a face. We have a rather dominant chin with a little dimple in the middle of it. These are going to be his cheeks, and that's going to be his nose. This is the beginning of our face. Now we're going to take our 260, the first one that's got about 6 inches left on the end of it, and we'll start by making about a 1-inch bubble on it and make that into a pinch twist. Now we're going to take that pinch twist and position it into this little crevice in the back where these hearts all meet together. Push it down in there and then bring it around and twist that into place so that you now have the front and then a small pinch twist in the back of his head. That basically keeps those cheeks forward, and then it'll also force our neck down in a minute. So now with what we have left, this is going to be the top of his head. No, he's not going to be that tall. That would be an interesting guy. You can make the top of his head whatever size you like. If you want him to have a big tall, like the goofy guy off of Mad Magazine, Don Martin. Again, you can make it real tall, like the goofy guy off of Mad Magazine, Don Martin. You can make his head shorter. This is entirely up to you how tall you want his head to be. Let's make this guy with a head about an inch to 1.5 inches. We'll make a little small 1/2-inch bubble at the top for a pinch twist. Now you're just going to go back down to the bottom with a bubble about the size of that one there. Twist it around. This is where it gets kind of tricky a little bit. Go around, and I'll go around the nose to make sure it's locked into place. And then you're going to come back up again. Twist a bubble the same size as that. Twist it into that pinch twist again. And then go back down again with another bubble the same size. Kind of soften it sometimes helps by squeezing it. Go around, and then this one is going to come out the back. Make sure your pinch twist that you had there doesn't come undone like mine just did. secure that. There we go. And this will be his neck. And we can adjust it to whatever size we want in a moment. For now, I'm just going to leave it on there. And you can see the beginnings of a head there. And you can adjust his cheeks however you want them to be. Now we're going to take our 5-inch round, twist it into 2 smaller bubbles there. And now come from the back of this little 4-bubble assembly you have on top, bring one around either side to the front for his eyes, and I'll cross them over once to lock them in place. And there, now you have the eyes. And we'll give him some facial features in a moment. Okay, now we're going to take our black 160 and give him some hair. So what you want to do is take the nozzle end here and just come in on one of these sides on the side of his head, twist it around to secure it once or twice so that you're starting from the side like that. And then you're just going to go back and forth to the top of his head, down the other side, back, and crisscross back and forth till you get whatever hair you like, as little or as much as you like. Go around, back up, around the pinch twist, back down again. This is just over and over, a little repetition here. Once you get his head filled in adequately, the amount of hair that you think he looks good with, secure it in really good, take the excess off, and then secure that in by wrapping it around one of his cheeks really good. And we'll straighten him back up so you can see his face developing here. There we go. Now we've got the beginnings of a face, and so you can see what I'll do, because you're looking at this big chin thinking it looks funny. We'll do a little mouth, however you like that. And then his eyes up here. Some eyebrows. And that's his basic face. If you want, you can take a 160 and add it out there for mustache or other features, however you like, but there's his basic head. Now, we'll set that aside. We're going to come back to our heart and our red 260. We'll start with our red 260. We're going to make a couple of parts out of this real quick. We're going to make what's going to be his arms, and then I'm going to make his legs, and then we'll tag him into that heart, and you'll see how that'll work. So for the arms, we're going to make a small bubble about a 1/2 inch. Make that into a pinch twist. Another 1/2 inch bubble. Make that a pinch twist as well. He's going to have short sleeves. So we're going to make a little small, about a 2 to 2.5 inch bubble. And a little larger, about a 3/4 inch bubble. Make that a pinch twist. Followed by another one the same size. Another pinch twist. And then we're going to make his other sleeve here just the same size as that one. Like a 2.5 bubble. And the 2 little pinch twists. And then we're going to take this excess off, but we want to keep it inflated because that will also be the legs. So be sure and try that again. Tie that. And let's secure this extra piece on his arm here to make sure it stays. That'll be his arms. Now for his legs, we'll do the same basic thing, but we won't have the 2 pinch twists on the end. So you'll just figure out how long you want your legs. I give him short legs. It makes them look kind of cute, like a parody. So about a 3-inch bubble, about a 3/4 inch bubble. Oh, wait a minute. Take that back. I'm getting ahead of myself. I won't need that. Just fold it over, other leg. Take this excess off. Tie that. Trim it a little bit. That's going to be his legs. Now, get our heart back over here. And if you'll look, you can see where the lobes are. What you want to do is take one of the lobes, kind of squeeze it out a little bit, and then twist it off. So now we've got one of our lobes, like if you were going to make a head out of that. But this is going to be his little derriere, his booty, his bum, his butt. Depends on who you're talking to. And we're going to take that bubble and twist it into 2 little bubbles there. As you can see, he's been working out. He's got a nice tight booty there. Now we're going to take those legs, just divide it into 2 equal bubbles, and then twist it around those 2 bubbles that we just pulled off on the back there. And then twist them around. And then what you'll want to do, and this is where he starts getting really entertaining. People love this little guy, because now what happens is if you put those 2 little cheeks back in the back there with his legs sticking down, and then you've got this bulge, he's got a big pot belly hanging down. Now we're going to take his arms and that double pinch twist we have in the middle, just to twist, attach it into the nozzle of the heart, just like that. Straightened up. And that's going to be our body of our little guy. And there's his little booty in the back. And then you take your head, and for however long you want your neck to be, you can put it along back in position to get where you want it. Find that spot, take the excess off, tie it, and then just twist that into that double pinch twist on top of the heart where his arms meet. Bring his head around, then you can kind of shape his neck so he looks forward. And there's the beginnings of our little guy. As you can see, he's starting to take shape a little bit there. So now he just needs the remainder of his arms and some legs. Now for his legs, we're going to take our black 260. We'll start by making about a 1/2 inch bubble. Make a little pinch twist. Another 1/2 inch bubble. Followed by another pinch twist. We'll give him some little boots. And his boots are going to be like he's standing with his feet together, and it makes him a bow-legged appearance, makes him really cute. So make about an inch bubble there. Make a 1/2 inch bubble again. Make that a pinch twist, and then we're going to make a pair of fold twists about 2 inches in size. There's the first. There's the second. And then we're going to come back up the other way. And another top of the boot, same size as the first one. Our 2 little pinch twists. So there's the first 1/2 inch bubble, made into a pinch twist. Second 1/2 inch bubble. Also make that into a pinch twist. And then we're just going to take the excess off. Be sure and secure that end. Now we've got his 2 little boots. And you just take each of his legs and twist them into one of the boots. And a little double pinch twist on top. So twist that one into there. Other one goes into the other boot. And now he's standing there. We'll just park him there for a moment. Now we've got to make his hands. And for his arms, we're going to make individual hands with making a little fist. John Holmes shared me with this basic technique with me. Now this bubble, you need to make sure it's good and soft, so kind of work it as you go. You're going to make about a 3/4 to 1 inch bubble there. And you're going to make about a 1/2 inch bubble. Make that into a pinch twist. A slightly smaller bubble. And then another 1/2 inch bubble. Make that into a pinch twist as well. So you've got your first bubble, a pinch twist, a smaller bubble, and then a pinch twist. Then you're going to take the knot from this first bubble, bring it up, and twist it around the second pinch twist, and then get that bubble that we just created, and you want to make that into a pinch twist by describing the whole thing and twisting it around a time or 2. And you can see sort of a fist forming, and I find personally this is the way I do it. I'll take that excess at the end and wrap it around that once, and it pulls it all into place. And now you can see he's got a little fist there with his thumb bunched across and his fingers. I'm going to make part of his forearm. And then if we want, we can make it a pinch twist, or we can just have hands sticking out. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that off, where his hands are going to be sticking straight out, keeping that remainder of that other balloon, because we'll use that for his other hand, obviously. tie this off. And then we're going to repeat the whole process again. So there's our first bubble, 1/2 inch, pinch twist, slightly smaller bubble, another 1/2 inch, pinch twist, grab the knot around the second pinch twist, twist that entire bubble around, and then lock the remaining portion around it. So you get the other fist, and then you'll want to make his arm about the same size there. Take the excess off, tie it, and then we just take and attach his arms to the ends of his sleeves here. Making sure to turn his arm so that his thumb is on the top side, sticking up. Do the same on this one. I can hang on to it. And there we go. We have our little guy with a nice tight little booty and a big pot belly.